Hi, I'm Kate from Summertime Pools. Your peace of mind matters to us. That's why we back our pools with a 30-year structural warranty. Our commitment to excellence means we stand by the quality of our pools, giving you the confidence and assurance you deserve with your investment. To learn more, just get in touch with us and one of our friendly sales team will be more than happy to help out.
Across Western Victoria, this is Win News.
Tonight, the Federal Nationals vowed to completely scrap the controversial V&I West. 45 car thieves arrested in Ballarat and more than 100 stolen cars recovered. And more money to grow speech pathology students in regional areas. Good evening, I'm Bruce Roberts. Also tonight, regional drivers urged to rethink risky behaviours amid a spike in our state's road toll. The highly controversial V&I West transmission project connecting Victoria to New South Wales will be scrapped if the Nationals win power at the state election. Angry farmers have welcomed the move, as the party also vows to get rid of Labor's net zero agenda.
The controversial V&I West transmission project's long been causing angst for farmers along the route, but today the Nationals vowed to scrap it.
And I want to say that this is a win for all Victorians. This project is an unnecessary dud of a project, which we all know too well here in Victoria, unfortunately.
Look, it's a good decision. It's probably been too long coming. We've been down near Clunes where we are with the WRL going through. We've been six and a half years stressing over it.
The move announced in Maryborough would be part of the Nats' plan to entirely get rid of Labor's net zero agenda.
That our Liberal Nationals federal government will stop all the transmission lines that are destroying farmland and destroying property rights here in regional Victoria.
It is a concern. I'm nearly 71. You lay awake at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, thinking about it, till 4 o'clock in the morning. I shouldn't have to do that at my age.
Instead, the Nationals propose running coal-fired power stations for longer.
We have beautiful coal here in Victoria and in my state of Queensland and New South Wales. Still to this day, it is those power stations that are keeping the lights on, and we are clearly not ready as a country to shut them down.
The state government and VicGrid were contacted for comment. Tom Williamson, Win News.
A new investigation team has arrested 45 car thieves and recovered more than 100 stolen cars in the Ballarat area over the past 8 weeks.
Our members are out there day and night arresting these offenders. They identifying them, locating them, tracking them and arresting them and holding them to account for their action.
100 charges have been laid, including car theft, stealing from a car, handling stolen goods and dangerous driving. Police are reminding locals who see anything suspicious to contact Crime Stoppers. Speech pathology and occupational therapy students will continue receiving support to move to regional Victoria. The state government today announced it'll expand its $15,000 grants program to help more final year students relocate.
Danielle Baker's discovered a love for regional Victoria after making the move from Melbourne 3 months ago.
I've settled in with the community, living with some really nice people and really getting involved outside of work as well.
The move was made easier with a $15,000 state government grant.
It's just taking away that financial stress of moving away from home. It was definitely kind of a security blanket to know that I did have the grants in the back of my mind, to know that I didn't have to worry about all those extra things on top of starting a new job.
The grants offer final year speech pathology and occupational therapy students support to move to the regions. Today, the state government announced it's expanding the program, with a further 250 grants now available. The financial boost will help fill vacancies across the state.
We're doing this because it is about helping to attract workers to our regional health settings.
It helps them settle in and be able to potentially imagine living and working here for a really long time.
The Premier made the announcement in her hometown today, where she also planted a tree to mark the completion of the final stage of the Bendigo Health Clinical Services campus. Lena Zuccarelli, Win News.
The WIN network is expanding its footprint to service more of regional Australia. WIN has gained approval to purchase NBN Television and 9 Darwin, an important strategic step in growing our regional broadcasting operations. NBN has for decades been a respected voice for northern New South Wales and the Gold Coast, while the acquisition of 9 Darwin sees us now broadcast into 3 capital cities. The WIN network currently broadcasts into 29 regional markets across the country, producing 16 local news bulletins each weeknight. There are concerns at home. Aged care support services are becoming harder to access following federal legislation changes last year. One regional family is feeling the impacts after a computer algorithm changed its level of priority during the assessment process.
Mervyn Pether is 87 and has lived in his North Queensland home since the 1980s. After a stay in hospital last December, it was recommended he make use of My Aged Care Services to allow the dementia patient to continue safely living there.
The assessor said, yep, high priority. Come back, and it was level 8 but not high priority. And speaking of Brisbane, they said their words were, we probably shouldn't tell you this, but the decision was made by a computer, not a human.
An algorithm used during the process reportedly overriding human assessors' comments.
In the case of Mervyn, his assessor, when they did his assessment, they said, yes, you are absolutely a high priority need, but the algorithm decided that wasn't the case and made him a medium priority, which meant that he had to wait for 10 months.
In a statement, a spokesperson for Aged Care Minister Sam Ray told WIN News the government will continue to monitor and refine the integrated assessment tool classification and prioritisation components of the system to support clear decisions, fair outcomes and a system that we can all trust. And the IAT supports assessors, it doesn't replace them. Changes were made to support at home care last year. When wait times for funding are longer than expected, 60% of interim funding will be allocated before the rest is available. But families like the Pethers say they need full funding sooner to help maintain a comfortable lifestyle.
We're giving and doing a lot, and that's fine, that's what we're here for. But we're not qualified to do the showering, do the services that the trained people that the funding's approved for.
The spokesperson for the minister adding, interim funding ensures new participants can get early access to funding so the most critical services can be delivered as soon as possible. Hayden Menso, WIN News.
They are the lifeblood of many organisations and clubs across our country, and this week volunteers are being celebrated with a national week as a thank you for all they do to improve and safeguard our lives, neighbourhoods and communities.
It's the orange van giving the country's most vulnerable people some dignity. Orange Sky driving change in local communities, providing free laundry and a place to chat.
It's not so much about the reward that we get, which is that personal experience, but it's the reward that our friends in the community receive.
Connecting with other unpaid workers, also a highlight.
I've actually caught up with a friend this morning for coffee, and she's actually going through the process at the moment of joining Orange Sky because of those conversations that we've had.
This week, those who give up their hours, days and years are being celebrated across the country. National Volunteer Week honouring the community members who help others, regardless of cost of living pressures, fuel price increases and time constraints.
Despite all of those pressures that we feel within community, the number of volunteers hasn't actually dropped since 2020. We see that about 9.5 million Australians volunteer their time into community.
They come in every shape and form, filling in at sports events, in the emergency services, at the zoo and beyond, with the younger generations encouraged to step up to the plate.
The opportunities, I suppose, are for younger people to look to the things that they're interested in. Young people are really involved in volunteering around issues and interests.
Lillian Altman, WIN News.
Students across Australia laced up their shoes today and hit the footpath for National Walk Safely to School Day. It comes as parents are urged to rethink daily drop-offs.
Out in droves, these students hit the streets.
By having everyone do it on the same day across the country, the message goes out to all the communities that we need to get the kids walking again.
Now in its 27th year, Walk Safely to School Day encourages regional families to ditch the dash and start their mornings a little slower.
Today I think we're just kind of getting the students out and about. They're being active before school and they're going to be ready to learn when they come into their classrooms in the morning.
It's an opportunity for parents to connect with their children because they're not driving and focusing on the traffic. They can actually have those conversations.
Research provided by the Pedestrian Council of Australia shows active travel to school has halved since the 1970s. The national push hopes to see that number surge. Today, primary school students woke up bright and early to walk alongside parents, teachers and carers to practice vital road safety skills and promote healthiness, learning important lessons alongside peers.
Make sure we look at the green man on the street lights so we know when to go. Watch out for cars and cross at zebra crossings.
And building healthy habits from a young age.
We decided to do a breakfast because not all children can wake up in the morning and have breakfast and then walk to school and enjoy a healthy school life.
The annual initiative is held at primary schools across the country, and today these students were proud to lead the way. Gracie Newton, Win News.
Up next on Win News West of Victoria, late night scrolling linked to ageing skin, and regional drivers urged to rethink risky behaviours amid a spike in our state's road toll. Alarming new research has found almost 70% of Victorian drivers admit breaking the law on our roads. The Fatality Free Friday campaign is aiming to drive down our road toll and break risky behaviours by sharing the stories of road trauma.
A bookshelf full of stories cut short on Australian roads.
Because it started for me at such a young age, it's completely altered my life as a young person and a teen and an adult.
Raina Collette lost her dad and best friend in separate crashes.
But they were involved in your sports club. Olivia was doing hockey and netball and water polo, and they were familiar faces all the time.
Sharing their stories in an effort to save others from their heartbreak. 291 people lost their lives on Victorian roads last year, a 15% increase on the 5-year average.
When the road toll climbs like that, it really tells us that risky behaviour is becoming more normalised, and of course when that happens, lives are lost.
New research from the Australian Road Safety Foundation found 69% of Victorians admit breaking a road law. Almost half say they speed, and more than a quarter admit driving while tired. But drivers don't believe they're being dangerous, with 72% believing they make safe choices on the road.
That reveals a pretty dangerous disconnect, in my opinion. And I think that gap really between belief and behaviour is exactly where those tragedies occur on our roads.
Pleading with drivers to change their behaviours ahead of next week's Fatality Free Friday.
I actually can't put it into words how big the change will be and how hard it will affect your life.
Jack Morgan, Win News.
Late night scrolling has been revealed as one of the leading habits linked to skin ageing, and experts warn there is no quick fix.
Stress, poor sleep and a burnout lifestyle. They're the daily habits that could be ageing our skin.
Collagen is the most abundant protein that we have in the body, and it makes up 70% of our dermis, which is kind of the middle layer of our skin. It basically gives skin the firmness, strength, elasticity.
New research shows that around 60% of women pick up their phone for a late night doom scroll, and 41% are suffering from poor sleep.
There has been more evidence coming out showing some more unexpected things. And these include things like blue light, and so, excessive screen time, but then that has an impact on sleep. And when we're in our deep sleep, that's when collagen and everything kind of regenerates in our bodies.
As trends drive how to look after our skin, experts are warning it's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Your skin is not going to be the same as your next-door neighbour or your best friend, and often people are getting information from social media and it may not be the right information for them.
With experts encouraging to seek the advice from a professional. Meg Claridge, Win News.
37 works by the world's most famous modern artists are making their Australian debut in regional Victoria. From tomorrow, art lovers will have the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see masterpieces from Picasso, Salvador Dali and Matisse in Shepparton.
A once-in-a-lifetime exhibition right here in Shepparton. Facing Modernity features breathtaking pieces by Pablo Picasso, Henry Matisse, Salvador Dali and Barbara Hepworth. Many never before seen in Australia.
It's a wonderful opportunity to see world-class masterpieces here in our backyard. From Pablo Picasso through to Degas, we have Cézanne, Salvador Dali, all here at the Shepparton Art Museum.
Visitors can take a walk through the history of modern art from 1870 to 1950.
The change in art from Impressionism through to Cubism and Surrealism and then abstraction. It's an absolutely fantastic overview of modern art.
The collections travelled from Auckland Gallery Toyo Tamaki to Shepparton thanks to a long-standing connection with a former SAM director.
It's a great opportunity for young people to come down and check out, I guess, the history of modern art and some of the most famous artists that have ever lived.
The exhibition's expected to attract tourists from across Australia.
It's the only place in the country you can see this show. We hope people travel from Melbourne, from across Victoria, and really get a lot of local people in as well.
Doors open tomorrow until September 20. Shepparton locals can buy their tickets at concession prices. Ruby Silverback, Win News.
Next up in sport, Ballarat and Warrnambool's best footballers and netballers to go head-to-head in Interleague, and former North Ballarat star Brett Goods opens up on the importance of understanding during the Sadag Nichols round.
Intuitive, capable, and above all, intelligent. The Ford Escape is fearlessly designed and makes every day effortless.
There'll be no Ballarat Football and Netball League action this weekend as Interleague bounces into action. The Hampden League will host Ballarat at Warrnambool's Reed Oval tomorrow. The fixture will showcase some of the best young talent across 3 football games and 1 netball match. Last year, Ballarat took out the bragging rights with a commanding 84-point win in the under-23s footy. And this year the side will be looking to make it 4 straight wins against the Bottle Greens in what promises to be a great clash. Ballarat is being coached by ex-AFL star and local Drew Petrie. Former North Ballarat star Brett Goods has opened up on the personal significance of the Sadag Nichols round. Adam Goods' younger brother says sport has long played a role in breaking the cycle of poverty and disparity experienced by First Nations people.
For years, the Goods family didn't know its mob, with Mum Lisa Sansbury and her siblings part of the stolen generations. But success on the field has helped find answers off.
It's been a good opportunity and a good way to break some of those things, and it certainly is that for us and our family. So football has provided us with a lot of opportunities. Got a lot to be grateful for it.
Geelong's Indigenous Player Development Manager now knows he's an Adjun Mutnarunga man and says the 2 weekends of the Sadag Nichols round offer a great opportunity to reflect on Indigenous contribution.
Like, please celebrate the moments. And we look at AFL footballers, and there are so many moments to celebrate, and they've been amazing. And Nicky Winmar and Adam Goods.
Goods, can he roll it through? He can. Cometh the moment, cometh the champion.
It's also an opportunity for all Australians to learn more about the world's oldest living culture.
Encourage your teammates to ask questions and explore that and create a safe environment for that as well.
The second weekend of the round gives all clubs a chance to wear their First Nations artwork at home, and the former Western Bulldog knows that can also make players vulnerable, having co-designed the club's 2019 jumper.
These things are thousands and thousands of years old, some of these artworks and pieces and stories that have been shared across generations. So we look at it, it looks beautiful, they look great, but the stories behind them are very significant and go back a long time.
Royalties from any Indigenous merchandise will be invested into a resilience fund to grow First Nations football participation.
The All Power Nationals will rev into action in Mildura starting tomorrow morning. You can expect high-speed thrills, tight racing and plenty of adrenaline as drivers battle it out on the dirt. Junior and senior racers from across the country will hit the track for the high-octane action. And that is our sport. Weather's next with Jeong. She'll have your weekend weather forecast after the break.
This report brought to you by La Trobe Financial, delivering retirement income solutions for decades.
There's a heap to love here at Strath Village. There's the new IGA with big brands and big wide aisles, not to mention a heap of fashion stores, great cafes and plenty of free parking. Meet me at the Village, Strath Village.
Welcome back. Mostly sunny skies overhead today following another cooler than average morning across most areas. And a big thank you to Mark in Golden Point for the gorgeous clouds over the region. We love showcasing our beautiful homes, so make sure to send your weather pics through to us. Now let's take a look at the details from today. Geelong was spot on its forecast top, but certainly didn't feel that way. And Ballarat felt below freezing until 8 o'clock today. Winds were strongest through the morning in Horsham, adding that extra chill to the air, and Casterton struggled to feel warmer than the single digits until the mid-morning, while Neil was at its warmest just before 2 o'clock, peaking at a top of 16. On the charts, a high-pressure ridge over Victoria weakens over the weekend as a low develops west of Bass Strait. The low moves inland across South Australia early next week before slowly moving over southern New South Wales. On the waters, it's looking cloudy tomorrow, seas around a metre. To your Saturday forecast now, a couple of clouds linger overhead and moderate winds are also possible. A cool start for Mortlake, overnight low of 6, heading to a top of 18. It's looking overcast tomorrow for Ararat, reaching a top of 16. Horsham, a little more sunshine is possible. And for Ballarat tomorrow, a chilly morning is on the way with partly cloudy skies to follow. And for Melbourne, plenty of sunshine coming your way. In the days ahead, cloudy skies on Sunday with late showers also possible. A high chance of showers on Monday, and on Tuesday it's looking overcast with more wet weather on the way. Temperatures looking pretty similar for the next few days. Ballarat heading to a top of 16 on Tuesday. And that's all for weather tonight, Bruce.